have been going back and forth for quite some time now. Morrell has been very vocal about wanting to get at David. I'm really looking forward to this fight.
It's so tough to hit him, especially if you're coming off wide. You got to really pinpoint the shots with David. I don't know if Morrell has that in him. And I'm a sharpshooter. And David was able to, like, you know, with his length, be able to, like, block a lot of the shots I was throwing as well, too. So, I mean, you really got to set him up with some clean walk-in trap shots.
The upcoming showdown between David Benavidez and David Morrell, scheduled for February 1st, 2025, at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, has the boxing world buzzing with excitement. As two standout contenders in the super middleweight division, this highly anticipated clash promises to be a thrilling contest. Both fighters have established themselves as elite athletes with distinct fighting styles, and fans, analysts, and even fellow champions are eager to offer their predictions and insights into the bout. What makes this fight so captivating is the contrast between the two fighters' styles. David Benavidez, nicknamed the Mexican Monster, is known for his relentless offensive pressure, blazing hand speed, and formidable punching power. His ability to maintain a high pace throughout a fight and break down his opponents with volume and power makes him a dangerous and intimidating adversary. Benavidez has earned a reputation for his devastating knockout power and his fearlessness in the ring. He approaches every fight with an aggressive mindset, aiming to wear down his opponents with an unrelenting attack. This style has garnered him a massive fan base and established him as one of the most feared fighters in the division. On the other hand, David Morrell, a highly skilled Cuban boxer, brings a more composed and technical approach to the ring. Morrell is known for his exceptional ring intelligence and sharp technical acumen, making him a patient and calculating fighter. Unlike Benavidez, Morrell doesn't rely on sheer aggression to dominate his opponents, but instead focuses on outboxing them with precision and efficiency. His boxing IQ is highly regarded, and he has earned widespread admiration for his ability to control the pace of a fight and make adjustments on the fly. Morrell's ability to remain composed under pressure and his well-rounded skill set make him a formidable challenger in the super middleweight division. Given the distinct styles of both fighters, the upcoming bout is generating a great deal of speculation about how it will unfold. Boxing fans and analysts alike are eager to hear the opinions of some of the sport's leading figures, and recently champions Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev shared their thoughts on the matchup. Although both fighters expressed respect for Benavidez and Morrell, neither was willing to make a definitive prediction about the outcome. Bivol, the WBA light heavyweight champion, has previously sparred with Benavidez and acknowledged that both fighters have their strengths. He expressed a neutral stance on the fight, stating that while he respects Morrell's talent, he was reluctant to pick a winner. "I don't wish to fight David Morrell," Bivol explained. "I've heard great things about him and I think he's a very good fighter, but when the fight happens, I'll watch it." Bivol's comments highlight his appreciation for the unpredictability of boxing and the difficulty of making firm predictions in such a competitive matchup. His neutral stance reflects the uncertainty surrounding the fight's outcome, with both fighters presenting unique challenges. Artur Beterbiev, the undefeated light heavyweight champion with a record of 2-1-0 and 20 knockouts, also declined to make a prediction. When asked about the fight, Beterbiev simply replied, "I don't know," reinforcing the idea that boxing is an unpredictable sport. Like Bivol, Beterbiev's comments underscore the uncertainty surrounding the fight and the difficulty in choosing a clear favorite. Both Bivol and Beterbiev are champions who understand the nuances of the sport and the unpredictability of each bout, which makes their reluctance to pick a winner understandable. As both fighters have demonstrated exceptional skills in their respective careers, the upcoming clash between Benavidez and Morrell will likely come down to which fighter can implement their strategy more effectively. Benavidez will look to impose his aggressive style, applying constant pressure on Morrell to break his composure and land damaging shots. On the other hand, Morrell will need to rely on his technical prowess, using his ring IQ and defensive skills to avoid the relentless attack of Benavidez while looking for openings to counter. The fight's outcome will likely hinge on several key factors, including the ability of Morrell to cope with the pressure Benavidez will bring and whether Benavidez can deal with the Cuban's precise counterpunching and defensive skill. Will Benavidez's overwhelming offensive firepower be enough to overwhelm Morrell, or will Morrell's sharp technical boxing and composure under pressure prove too much for the Mexican fighter? In addition to analyzing the Benavidez vs. Morrell Showdown, both Bivol and Beterbiev also discussed broader aspects of the boxing world. Bivol reflected on the mental toughness required to bounce back from setbacks in the unforgiving sport, emphasizing the importance of avoiding excuses and working on improving every aspect of a fighter's game. He also hinted at the potential for a future rematch with Canelo Alvarez, as well as a possible clash with undefeated heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, adding further intrigue to the future of the sport. As the February 1st date approaches, the excitement surrounding the Benavidez vs. Morrell fight continues to build. Fans eagerly await to see how these two elite fighters will match up and which fighter will emerge victorious. While predictions remain uncertain, one thing is clear: this will be a battle of contrasting styles, and the result could have major implications for the future of the super middleweight division.
Benavidez, you sparred him, you know he's great, you're great.
Yeah.
He's fighting David Morrell. Who wins that one?
I didn't watch fights of David Morrell, but I heard about him a lot, that he's a very good fighter with Cuban boxing school. It's interesting. When this fight will happen, I will watch.
Okay, if you beat Arthur, and David wins, you and David. Is that option?
It's possible. We are the same weight class, of course, but I don't want to think about anybody.
True. Benavidez or Bivol, who wins? Benavidez and Morrell.
The other day you in England with Roy Jones, you was praying with him. How was that? That was a very peaceful moment to see him just shooting up.
Как дела? Нормально.
Demetrius Andrade has expressed doubts about whether WBA regular light heavyweight champion David Morrell possesses the necessary skills to penetrate the defense of David Benavidez. In their bout last year, Andrade difficult to break through the guard of Benavidez, hindered by the latter's reach advantage. The fight ended in the 6th round, with Andrade overwhelmed by the imposing size of Benavidez, a physical advantage that proved insurmountable. Benavidez's reach, measured at 78 inches, allowed him to maintain distance and effectively neutralize Andrade's assaults. In comparison, Morrell has an even longer reach at 79 inches, offering him a greater advantage over Benavidez's 74-inch reach. Andrade, who fought at middleweight for much of his career, faced significant struggles when moving up to the 168-pound division, a weight class that Benavidez has dominated. Andrade, who began his career at 154 pounds, moved to the 168-pound division in 2023 after years of competing in lighter weight classes. His first fight at 168 was a win against Dean Nicholson, but it was clear that Andrade had to adapt to a larger, stronger weight class. His battle with Benavidez, scheduled for November 25, 2023, highlighted his difficulty adjusting. Andrade had described Benavidez as a much heavier and physically stronger fighter, noting how he had trouble absorbing punches due to the sheer size difference. Andrade, who appeared smaller in comparison, also admitted that he could feel the difference in weight and strength during the fight, which was a major factor in his loss. "I was at a disadvantage against Benavidez," Andrade told Hub TV. "I felt much smaller, and that size difference was just too much for me to handle." He mentioned that Benavidez, who is a big, strong guy, was able to absorb his punches without difficulty. Andrade's statement reflected his frustrations as he struggled to match Benavidez's power. Even though Andrade had dropped down from 154 pounds to face opponents at 168, Benavidez's size and strength proved too much for him in that bout. Despite his struggles, Andrade remains optimistic about his future prospects in the division. He believes that a potential matchup against Morrell could be a better fit for him. Andrade sees both fighters as being closer in size, and he views Morrell as a talented but less experienced contender. "I think Morrell is talented, but he's still a bit wild with his punches. He has the speed, but he needs more experience to be able to match the best in the division," Andrade said. However, he acknowledges that Morrell is a big and strong fighter, and his reach advantage will play a key role in any potential encounter. Andrade also stressed that Morrell's punching power is not as polished as Benavidez's, and that could work in his favor if the fight ever takes place. Jose Benavidez Sr., the father of Benavidez, has been vocal about his belief that his son has everything to lose and nothing to gain by stepping into the ring with David Morrell. The Benavidez family sees the fight as an opportunity to prove their dominance in the 168-pound division, but they also recognize the risks involved. "We've got everything to lose and nothing to gain," said Jose Benavidez SR. In an interview with ISM Sports Media, he explained that the fight against Morrell was essential to demonstrate that Benavidez is the top contender in the light heavyweight division, just as he had proven himself in the 168-pound class. Benavidez, known as the Mexican Monster, is one of the biggest names in boxing today, and his family has been eager to secure major matchups that will solidify his legacy. The Morrell bout, scheduled for February 1st, 2025, has garnered massive interest from both fans and networks, with everyone eagerly awaiting the showdown. The Benavidez camp believes that this high-stakes battle will determine the top fighter in the 175-pound division, setting the stage for even more high-profile fights down the line. However, as much as the Benavidez team is looking forward to the fight, they are fully aware of the risks involved. They view Morrell as a formidable challenge, but they also believe that Benavidez will ultimately prove himself as the better fighter. Benavidez SR added that the fight is not just about proving dominance, but also about giving the fans what they want to see. "We've been delivering big fights for the fans, and we're not going to stop now," he said. The Benavidez family wants to be known as the fighters who never ducked anyone and always took on the toughest challenges. This mentality is what drives their confidence as they prepare for what could be the biggest fight of Benavidez's career. There is also a
He's getting put into a corner now where he's running out of excuses. He said that the only thing I bring is 25 extra pounds and I'm not worth nothing, but he's asking 200 million and now he's gonna fight me in the same night. This shit's just stupid, bro. Like, just tell the people you don't want to fight me.
Do you think his hunger is dissipating? You know?
I don't know. I can't talk to you about what his hunger is or how his training is or how he feels. I can only speak to you about myself, but for me,